Hello guys, Adnan here, and in this tutorial we're going to make puddles in Vray or Cinema 4D in a very easy and simple way. This will work great for exterior scenes since you don't really need to be zoomed in that much. But nonetheless, it gives pretty nice results. As you can see, this might not be the best way to show it, but you can try it for yourself and you'll get good results. So basically this, I posted yesterday this same tutorial but for Corona for Cinema 4D, and it's all based on Andrew's tutorial from BlenderGuru. I've seen that if you want to know what each of these, shaders that we're going to use, what their purpose is, like scientifically, I recommend you go ahead and watch the BlenderGuru tutorial. I'll link it below in the description. You really need to watch it, even though it's for Blender, but it'll explain, the reasoning behind doing things the way we're going to do them. So you're going to start by making a Vray advanced material, and here you're going to add a layer in your diffuse channel, and inside of here you're going to add your texture for the ground. I'll just use a simple concrete one. And now you are going to add a noise shader. This will determine where the puddles will be, and we're going to add it in the diffuse because we want the places where the water is to be a bit darker. Again, Andrew explains why this happens in real life in his tutorial, so we're just going to apply that here. We're going to go inside our noise, increase the global scale to, I think, 900. Let me just check what I used here. No, 700. Okay, so we're going to make it 700. And then we're going to play with the low and high clip here just to make it more contrasty. And now, since we want to apply it on top of our existing texture, the concrete one, we're going to change this into multiply. So this way it's only taking the dark values from our noise. Looks like this is way too pronounced, so I'm just going to lower that. You're going to go to your specular layer, and in your specular color you're going to create another noise shader. Make sure it's the same seed, usually it is, by default 665. So we're going to make it the same size. This noise texture will determine where the reflections will be visible and where they're not. So we want them to be visible only in the puddles area. And where the puddle is at, the water is supposed to be more reflective. So that's what we're going to do here. And we are going to play with the low and high clip until you can see in your material preview here the result it gives. So you can see that it's only visible in the very dark areas. The rest is just completely white, which means no reflections at all. We're going to copy this texture and paste it on your glossiness texture here. Again, I'm just gonna keep saying it. Andrew explains why this needs to be the case, because this is what happens in real life. The drier the material, the drier the surface, the blurrier the reflections are, and so we want to give that effect here, and we're going to achieve that by pasting the same texture in our glossiness tab. You're going to need to play a bit more with the blurriness, and then let's try it. So apply it to your surface and just do a quick test render. Okay, first thing I forgot to mention is that we need need to invert these colors, because in reflections in the specular layer, it needs to be reverted, because it takes the black and makes it no reflections, and the white completely reflective. So apparently I forgot that that happens, so we need to invert them and tell the Cinema 4D that we want the white spots to be reflective and the blacks to not be. So again, here we're going to flip the colors. Now let's give it another try. And there you go. That's basically it. Again, the scene is not very much the best situation to show the pulse in. With some greenery and buildings will look a lot better, because there's no scene such as this one in real life. That's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something, and see you in the next one.